Hey there, geeks. It's Baka here, and welcome to my view review of The Martian. Quick thoughts on the movie? Go see it. I love this movie. It was fantastic. That was the only word I could describe it when I got out of the movie was it was fantastic from start to finish. Now, here's why I loved it. And this video is probably not going to be that long because no negatives. No negatives. I mean, this is a fantastic movie. Um, the movie starts off huge. I mean, there's no slow build. There's not a slow build to this movie. It's just boom, you're there, it's happening, let's go. So, there are a lot of movies like if you go back to Apollo 13, the other big realistic space catastrophe movie. It's the only movie you can really compare this to. Now, that one is based on a true story. This one is obviously fictional because we have not yet made manned missions to Mars, obviously. But Apollo 13 has this slow build, prepping to go to the moon. We've been there before. Interest is waning. Let's build it up. Let's introduce these characters. Let's get to know them, building character development. The different struggles that go on with even just getting off the ground. You don't have that. It starts out on Mars. Kitty, stay down. It's on Mars. They've been there 18 days. They've got a ways to go still to finish their mission. So they're collecting samples, etc., etc. Then all hell breaks loose. Big sandstorm, big storm. This is all stuff you see in the previews. And an accident happens, and Matt Damon's character, Mark Watney, the greatest botanist on Mars, which was a great line. I am the greatest botanist on this planet. He gets struck. They have to leave him behind. They don't want to. And then it's Mark Watney's struggle to stay alive on Mars by himself. So you get this kind of callback to the movie Castaway with Tom Hanks, where he's stuck on an island, but he's stuck on Mars, not an island on Earth where there's a much greater possibility of being found. They say it's going to take 4 years to get the next manned mission to Mars. So the whole goal is, how do you stay alive for 4 years? He has enough supplies to last him for about a year if he rations. So, you get the, you get that line, we've got to science the shit out of this. Which, at first when I saw it in the previews, I was just like, oh, why? Why make that sort of a call? But it totally works. What you don't get is that build up with the character development. You don't know these characters. You don't know the astronauts. You don't know the people back in Houston at Mission Control. But this movie is so story driven and place driven that the story works along and you are brought along with these characters. You get to know these characters. No, you don't ever find out the deep background of Mark Watney. You don't find out about his family and who he's left behind on Earth or any of that. He's got parents. And he's like, please tell them this if the worst comes to happen. But you don't know anything about that. You get to know that some of the other astronauts have families back home, have children, a husband, or two of them become an item through all these struggles. And the people back on Earth, you get glimpses of their personalities. And by the way, Donald Glover, for as small of a role as he had, was fantastic. Who can ever say anything bad about something Donald Glover does? He's great. He's funny. He's quick. He gets into these roles so great. And I mean, he did not have much screen time. He was integral to the plot, but he didn't have to be there for very long. And you're just like, he comes on the screen, and his energy, you're just drawn to it. Um, I could go on and on about each of the actors in there. Um, Sean Bean is in there as flight control for this mission. Um, and spoiler alert, kinda, he doesn't die in this movie. Sean Bean always dies. He doesn't die in this movie. He must have been ecstatic about that. But anyway, yeah, this movie is great. See it, please see it. Give them your money. Well, let's have this movie make tons and tons of money. Don't make a sequel though. There's no need for a sequel. There's no place for a sequel. It's an amazing standalone movie. I don't know the name of the author of the book that this is based on, but please make more books like The Martian, because I've been told by many people that the book is even better. There's a lot more details that go into it. There's more catastrophe type things that happen, and there's a lot more technical scientific jargon. I don't need the scientific jargon. For me, I don't really even need to read the book, I don't think, because this movie was so good. So in wrapping up, see the movie. It's fantastic. And for a rating, if I'm, I don't normally rate movies, but instantly, 5 out of 5. 10 out of 10, 5 stars, whatever you want to call it. It's a great movie. I dare to say, the best movie I've seen this year. And that's including things like Avengers, and Mission Impossible. And the last Mission Impossible movie was a great movie. This movie's even better. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I got really invested in this guy. The physical transformation you see when he finds out he's got to cut back his food rations even more when things happen. You normally see Matt Damon as like a buff dude, well muscled, maybe not buff, but well muscled, and he starts out that way. But you see him over time, because he's on Mars for over a year. He's on Mars for almost 2 years, and he just gets skinnier and skinnier. You can tell he's malnourished. He's bruising, and his body's gross by the end of it. But it's a progression in his character. It was awesome. So go see it. 5 out of 5. 5 stars. Excellent movie. And until next time, this is Baka telling you to keep it geeky.